Hey Nerfers, Orangeosity here, and I thought I'd give you a review of the DartZone Ballistic Ops Apex, which I just picked up at Dollar General. It was a little bit hard to find. They're supposed to come out late January. I think I found this like a week ago, so like February 10th or so. And it wasn't even unpacked yet. It was still kind of on the shelves at Dollar General where they roll around with merchandise. So I opened it up and purchased, and yeah, let me give you my initial thoughts on it. So it is a reivew style revolver. You kind of tease them down in here like this. They do it with my right hand, so it's not so awkward. But I mean, it's not the fastest loading blaster, but it is a fun one to use. I like it. All right, see, tease those all down in there, and then prime back. It's pretty stiff. I would say the handle is pretty good. It does have the safety trigger here, so you can't pull the trigger unless you're holding this down. Like that. A lot of people don't like it. I don't find it all that uncomfortable because if you're picking it up, you got to squeeze that anyways. And the actual button itself, I don't find uncomfortable, but you know, if you don't like it, it's a easy enough delete to take that out of there. So yeah, ergonomics, I find it pretty comfortable in hand. It's definitely beefy. I would say firing it is a little weird just because it fires, you know, about, I don't know, what's that, maybe 1.5 inches down to the center where your round comes out. So if you're using your iron sights, you really don't see it. That's my one big complaint with it is the hop up. The hop up, I don't know if it's just mine, if the spring's not strong enough forever, but when you shoot it, if I have this level, it seems to drop off pretty quickly. And the hop up doesn't seem to compensate for it. So the stock, what you kind of have to do is tilt it up about, I don't know, 10, 15 degrees, something like that, and then it shoots pretty level. But shooting flat, it seems to just really shoot down. So yeah, ergonomics, pretty comfortable. It's a beefy little guy. The prime is pretty strong. So I got it level on this post. I'm just going to shoot it to that column, and you should be able to see it. I got the rival rounds in here, so hopefully it'll show up a little bit better on camera. So yeah, so level shot, you know, I'm maybe 10 feet away on that column, and it's dropping down a good foot and a half. So the hop up could definitely be better, and I'm hoping a spring upgrade will fix that. That was 5 of them. All 5 of those, pretty much, as soon as they came out, you know, they're dropping down pretty quickly. I'm going to crack this open in a few, see if we can get a bigger spring in there, and hopefully that'll help with the hop up. The other thing I'm thinking is if I remove the AR, the air restrictor, that'll help out. So yeah, any other thoughts I have on this? Oh, so the ergonomics, it is very comfortable in hand, but I found that, so it's got this kind of channel right here, and it's comfortable to hold, but because the prime is so beefy, I find that this kind of digs in to the meat of my hand right here, and it hurts after a while, because there's a lot of pressure when you're priming. So I'm going to show a little trick. I have some, this is rubber electrical tape. I'm an electrician. I use this in the field a lot. And I find this stuff to be a very comfortable, very cheap wrap for handles. So I'll throw that on, but you want to kind of do that after you've modded everything, because you have to cut it off to get it out of there. But yeah, I'm going to crack this open, and we'll see if we can get a spring upgrade in there, if that helps out with the drop off at all. And yeah, remove the AR, and then I'll give it a wrap. Hey guys, just a quick size comparison between the Apex and the Chronos. It's definitely a little bit taller. Not by much though. I mean, so yeah, it's basically shorter, a little bit taller, and you know, a little bit wider. Definitely on the front anyways. But yeah, Chronos definitely has I feel like the grip more comfortable. But yeah, pretty similar. One thing I'm hoping is that if I do a spring upgrade, maybe I can get some sort of a T-pull on this to help out, because this is a real beefy T-pull. You know, maybe I can just build a T into the back of this, since that's pulling out anyways, or a you know, some sort of ring or something. All right, so I got this unscrewed. Gonna open this up here. All the screws appear to be the same length, so that is a good thing. This is a very big plunger tube. Okay, this is the return. I was wondering what this was. This is just a return spring for the catch, for the prime rather. All right, get this little guy. You could easily just pull that out. Either leave it in or take it out if it bothers you. So yeah, I'm going to see if I can pull this out of here without destroying everything. Just checking out this plunger tube. Whoa, there's a ton of grease on this. Mamma jamma. So yeah, that looks, that'll be easy just to remove this. Dremel that right out of there, or maybe even punch it through. Spring, I mean, it's a pretty beefy spring. I've got some K25 here, which might be too big. I mean, it'll fit around this, obviously. Oh, that's gonna be really hard to prime. But I gotta cut this back some. Will it fit? Oh, we'll fit right in here. I think this will work out. I'm gonna cut this to the same length as this. I just got this back together with the K25 in there. I prefer K25 over K26 when I can use it, just because the draw weight is not as much, and you know, with rival type ammo, I feel like you get too powerful and it just really goes off the rails in terms of accuracy. And I want to be able to shoot this at people and not have them get mad that it's hurting them. So I think the K25 is a good sweet spot. So I got that in there, and the prime, I would say, so this is the stock spring. The prime does not feel that much heavier over the stock spring, but it's definitely getting a stronger shot. Helps with the hop up a little bit. I would still say it's dropping off a little bit. You still want to cock it up a little bit for level shots, but it's, after the initial drop off, it's sailing pretty straight. So it drops off a little bit and then levels out is what it seems like. So yeah, let me load this up. I'll fire a few downrange so you can see what that looks like. I left the AR in. I kind of thought better of it, just because this is the kind of thing where I won't be keeping track of how many are in there. So I will be dry firing this quite a bit, you know, knowing me. So I decided just to leave that in. So if you pop that out, you might get, you know, even better performance out of this. But so yeah. All right. So this has the K25 spring in there. Gonna fire a few downrange. So I got hung up a sheet over there to help see. Hopefully, I got this level on here, but let's see how it goes. So it is still dropping down, but it is hitting much harder than before. So yeah, it's unfortunate that the hop up is not better on that. compensate it, you just angle it up a little bit, and it seems to do all right. I'm going to load up a couple more. And just shoot it with it slightly angled so you can see it flying straight. Back up a little bit further here. So yeah, I got a little bit of an angle going on right now. And like that's flying pretty good. So yeah, it's not much. It's maybe a 10 degree angle there. But yeah, no, I like it. It's good. All right, I'm gonna throw that rubber tape wrap on there and show you what that looks like. All right, so this is it's rubber tape made by 3M. We actually don't use it all that often in the electrical field anymore. They used to use this to wrap something called burndies for tying big wires together. But it's very tactile. So I'm gonna cut off, and it's real stretchy. You cut off, I don't know, like 10 inches or so. You kind of score it and it'll rip apart. And then there's a plastic film that has to come off. Pull that off. And actually, the way I'm gonna wrap this, because I want to try to get it up in here, I'm gonna go ahead and just tape the safety down as well. So I could have just deleted it, but and when you're doing it, try to keep it as flat as possible. Once it kind of touches itself, it almost seals. Try to go down and back up. Probably could have made this a little bit longer. Get it up in the groove there. So if you kind of stretch it to itself, it really just will fuse to itself. The end, sometimes you got to hold it down. It doesn't like to stick right at the end. But I think that's, you know, a good cheap wrap. I don't know, I forget what a roll of this stuff costs. It's not cheap, but it'll last you forever. You could wrap every single gun you have a couple of times before you run out, you know. So yeah, that feels pretty good right there. It's holding that down. It's rubbery, so it's a good grip. It's softer on my little meaty part there. So yeah, I like it. A couple other things I noticed is when you pull this apart, these front pieces, these are separate, and it seems like the support for the cylinder is really coming from the bottom. So I think you could really cut out this top part of the nozzle, cut it off here, and it'll just pull right out here, and then it'd be a little bit easier loading these cylinders if you're not pushing down through here. But you know, it's just one opinion. But yeah, so overall opinion, I like it a lot. It does seem to have a problem with the hop up. You do have to angle it up ever so slightly, 10-15 degrees, something like that, and then it shoots pretty good. It takes that K25 spring, which I got it out of Darts, so by Luke, big fan. And yeah, we'll see if someone can design, I think, a T-handle on this, or maybe just a ring or something would be cool too. But it's really not that much stronger with that K25 in there, on the drawer anyways, but it definitely hits a lot harder. So yeah, one other thing of note is that you can fit multiple rounds in these cylinders, but even with the upgraded spring, it does not shoot more than one effectively. The first one will come out good, but the second one drops off immediately. So that's not really a viable option. It is a viable option in the Liberator, however. This one, what did I do to this? Basically, all I did was upgrade the spring to the K25, and this one can shoot 2 very effectively, and 3 pretty effectively. I would say 3 you can shoot for good 20, 25 feet, and it has a decent spread. But unfortunately, not the case with the Apex. Really, one shot is all you get. Let's see, a couple other notes. One thing, so $10, great price for this little thing. I think it's well worth it at Dollar General if you can find it. It doesn't come with the team panels, which is kind of weird because the Liberator here, shotgun, which I love. This did come with the team panels, so you could swap those out, but I'm a fan of the green, so it worked out that it came with the green. But yeah, I think this is, you know, for $10, a definite purchase, and definitely has some other modding potential. But yeah, all right, take it easy, guys.